Good morning, the new network. It's James Ernest of Sarah's Playlist. We are so excited today. We have Joey Canyon. Joey is the founder and CEO of Canyon Star TV, as well as an award-winning country music singer, recording artist, and performing producer. Kelly Kantz.
Yes.
Excellent. She is also a part of the network. She's going to tell us about her role and how she has influenced the network and has helped Joey create such a great network. Joey, Kelly, thank you for joining us today.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Good to be here.
It's our pleasure having you all today. Joey, you started out at 8, being passionate about music. Tell us about how that got started.
Well, I remember 8 years old, I think it was third grade. I was asked to sing with the group for Christmas. And that's the first time I'd ever done that. And I absolutely loved it. And that just launched everything from there.
That is awesome. It is great how something like that can change somebody's life trajectory.
Well, you make a good point because either things like that can happen, or it could be just a kind word from even a stranger to someone that can really spark a career or spark a love for something in someone. So that's true.
I understand that Buffalo Springfield also played a bit of a role in it.
Oh, well, back in those days, Buffalo Springfield, early on, the Eagles and groups like that were a big influence on me because back in those times, it was prior to the name country rock. That's what they were actually doing, and I really gravitated towards that sound and the writings of those kinds of groups. So
Nice. Kelly, have you always been passionate about music?
Yes, I actually married a drummer.
Ooh,
So yes, I love music. Always loved music. All kinds of music. So for sure.
awesome. Joe, I understand you were self-taught as a songwriter and a guitarist and singer. Tell us a little bit about that.
oh yeah, that was a real rocky journey. When you're self-taught, you learn how to make all the mistakes early on. But it was just something that I picked up at 11 years old. I had a friend of mine at the time who used to take guitar lessons, and so I wanted to learn guitar because I enjoyed what he was doing, and so I bought my first $5 guitar, my first Sears Silvertone guitar with the strings about an inch away from the neck, from the fretboard. But you just get on it and you learn it and you hang around people that are better than you. And I was fortunate that I just kept doing it and singing through school and all of that. So it was a really kind of a blessing to be self-taught in certain terms. So yes.
When it comes to creating something like Canyon Star TV, you can't do it by yourself. Obviously, you've had a great staff with Kelly and other folks together, but also I believe the other big part of it is your faith in God has been a huge influence. Tell us about that.
Well, I wouldn't even be Kelly, my co-founder and president Kelly and I would not be here if not for the grace and of God and blessing on this network. I've been a Christian all my life, but it was 24 years ago that I was truly saved, and I just I apply those principles, those rules, those things, everything of the Lord in building this network and my career and everything else. So I don't take the credit. I give all the glory to the good Lord. So
That is awesome. So tell us, you've got so many top 10 hits. Which one means the most to you? I know it's kind of like picking your favorite kid, so it's a little hard to do.
Gosh, you're right when you say, you love every one of them. And I do. It's just difficult to pick the very, very favorite, but I guess you could say My Baby would be my first number one hit, Lonely Love. I would say that, that has to be a strong favorite of mine because it kind of launched the other seven. I'm very, very grateful to have 8 number one hits, but Lonely Love, I think, started it off, so I'll have to say that's my favorite.
Yeah, because you have a huge catalog, but my favorite one of yours is Take Me Back.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's one of my favorite as well, James. That was written by a very good friend of mine, John Allen Woodward, and that continues to really be a favorite. Absolutely. Thank you.
Welcome. Yeah, because I was always wondering that if it was based on an experience you had or you'd had someone else write it. Because, oh my gosh, what an intense experience that person had to have gone through.
Well, and he did. He did. He was a Nashville songwriter at one time, and now he is one of the most well-known custom boot makers, cowboy boot makers, and he's in Colorado, my home state. But my songs, the majority of the catalog of my songs are autobiographical. So you're very close in that. Yeah.
Nice. I was going to say, Kelly, I'm going to ask you a tough one because it's in front of him. But do you have some favorites that you'd like to discuss?
I like everything Joey does. That's an easy answer.
You
You know,
need a raise. I'm going to give
yeah.
you a raise.
But listen, honestly, the thing is that I love that he loves it so much. I wish I was talented. I mean, I would like to be able to play the bass at least once in my life. But I think that he brings him happiness. And, the happiness kind of bleeds through everything that we're doing. So I'm proud of him. He does a great job.
Thank
Oh
you, Kelly.
gosh, yeah. I mean, that is one of those things that music does. It definitely creates happiness, and your music has delighted fans for generations. I mean, it's phenomenal.
Well, I've just been very blessed with the fans that I have, and that they're really actually global, and I'm just so grateful. But Kelly says that she wished she had some talent and all of that, and she does. She is incredibly talented in what she does for the network. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for her. I known Kelly and I have known each other for a long time, and I knew that she was the right one to be the president and co-founder of our network. And so she don't mistake it. She has plenty of talent, and everybody loves Kelly. So
Oh, thank you.
That is awesome. Now, one of the other things that everyone loves is the NFL. It's currently their playoff time, and I understand that you sharpened your teeth with the NFL Network. Tell us a little bit about that experience.
oh gosh, NFL Films, actually. I worked 8 years for NFL Films, starting in the late 80s. My friend Sam Allen worked for them on Sundays and uh, asked if I wanted to be a assistant cameraman and loader with him. And I said, just show me the ropes and I'll be there. So it ended up being a very fun time because not only did we do all the Bronco regular games, we did all during those years, they were in the playoffs all the time. So we did those games as well at Mile High Stadium. And I ended up befriending one of the big producers, Bob Smith, with NFL Films at the time. And I found out that he liked country music. So one of the games that he was at, I gave him a cassette with 4 of my songs. And he ended up calling me a day or two later and loved these songs and ended up using them in some NFL compilations that
Oh,
he,
wow. Nice.
yeah, he did 3 of them in 90, let's see, 93, 94, 95. And I was on all 3 of them along with Dwight Yoakam. We were the only ones that did 3 of them. But there were big people on there. Winona, there was, Hank Jr., George Strait, and I was in that company. So that opened a lot of doors for me. And I
Oh,
thank
definitely.
NFL Films and Bob Smith for that.
Yeah, great company to be in there. I mean, that is
Yes.
phenomenal. Yeah, I was going to say, I know your Denver Broncos have kind of had a rough year this year, but I feel that they've gotten so much better compared to the previous year that, you know what, it just gives you hope for the future.
Well, I'm a Broncos fan for sure. I'm also a Titans fan, as you can well guess, being here in Nashville. But football, like any other sport out there, it runs in cycles, and sooner or later you get to the top, and you're there for a little bit, and then you change hands, and somebody else gets there. So I've seen a lot of and witnessed a lot of games. So.
And I was hoping my Cowboys were going to make it this year.
Yeah, well, there's always next year. Yeah,
I know, but man, I felt like they were really going to go.
yeah.
Just
Same with my team, the Bengals. Until Joe got hurt, we were pretty up.
yeah,
Yeah.
sad.
It's going to be the Ravens and the Niners again. It seems like
I'm going to root for Detroit.
that would be nice to see them do something. Yeah, I agree with you.
Yes.
Yeah,
That city could use it, I think.
exactly. Oh, I agree with you. Yeah, Detroit's had some rough times, and I think that could be very beneficial for them as a city. Not just, winning a game, but winning the Super Bowl could really help unify them.
Yep, I think so too.
So, Joe, you've been on both sides of the camera, like you said, with your NFL experience. Um, Obviously, in other areas, I mean, that must have really helped to build the network, I would figure.
You make a good point because through the years, there was music. It first started off with athletics. I was a baseball pitcher, and that was my first love. And you learn a lot from athletics, and you learn a lot from the music business and the production business, in which I was all in. Uh, the ups and downs and the adversities, you either can get through it or you go away. And I just never I was never a quitter about things like that. So I learned everything from music to production business, on all of that through the years, until it came time through certain circumstances, to start Canyon Star TV, our network. And I learned that really the Lord put me through all of those difficult times, from the 70s, 80s, 90s, all the way up to starting the network, just to groom me to be able to run this television network. And so people should be thankful for adversities in your life, because you find out what you're made out of. And one thing that I've witnessed and watched through the years, that if you quit something, the next time adversity comes around, it's easier to quit again.
Exactly.
And I never wanted to do that. I never wanted to quit, because then I knew that I didn't want to get used to that habit of giving up each time there were difficulties or adversities. So, it all came together in my life to start this network. So I am using life's experiences to take the helm and run the network with Kelly.
Yeah, he certainly has a plan for us. I mean, it seemed like with you that his plan originally when you were out in California was baseball, but it definitely has been a much better plan, and he's definitely led you in the right direction.
Yeah, well, what I've learned is that generally your own plans are not the Lord's plans, and that's why they don't work out sometimes. So I just say, hey, Lord, just direct me, and I'll do it. So
You've worked with some of the all-time greats. Who are just a couple of people that have influenced you in a positive way?
Well, musically, there are some that I have not worked with, like the Vern Gosdins of the world. Um, and I have not yet worked with Alan Jackson, but I've always liked his writing and his work. But a lot of the ones that I do really appreciate are T.G. Shepherd, who's a friend of mine, who was on my television show, and some of the others on my TV show. Of course, who doesn't love Jeannie Seeley, and John Conley, and I have a list. There's 39 big artists that have been on my show, my television show. So they all, it's interesting. You meet people like that, and they all have just a little gift to kind of give you. And
Exactly.
so that's what I garner from that.
So the Joey Canyon Show, how did it get started?
Well, Kelly is going to be a part of this, I'll tell you. I just back in 2012, 2011, actually, 2011, I just had an idea. I was at home watching television and seeing nothing on there worth watching of 300 channels. So I just said, can anybody just produce a show that's worth watching? And boy, got that voice from above told me you're going to do it, and that's what happened. So the Joey Canyon Show was born in my mind of doing a country music variety show of the nature of the old, Marty Robbins show, the Dean Martin show, and all of these type of shows I wanted to put together. And so I knew I was coming to Nashville. I was in Denver at the time, and I knew I was coming to Nashville, but I had looked up networks that I think would be conducive to my kind of show, and RFD TV came up. And, as bold as I can be, I just called them up and I said, I got an idea for a show. Who can I talk to? And they said, well, let me have you talk to Kelly Kantz. So I said, look, I'm coming into town to record. I'd love to meet with you and talk about my show idea. She was very kind and said, sure. And so when I was recording, I took the time to come and meet with her, told her of my idea for the show. She loved it. She said, when you get a sizzle reel, send it to us. We'll take a look at it. A few years later, I sent it to her. She really, really liked it, ran it by the powers that be there. They liked it. And so Kelly was instrumental in getting my television show on national television.
Congratulations to both of you. I understand it has been 1 year of the Canyon Star TV network.
Kelly could
Yeah.
speak to that.
That's right. Soft launch was January 27th of last year. So we're almost at 1 year.
That is awesome. Any big anniversary plans?
Well, Kelly, what are we going to do?
I don't know. I'm probably going to go watch my husband play music, but
There you go. There you go. You know what we're going to do, and what I've always wanted to do, James, is to throw a party for all of our programmers and a few special guests that we would like to have there. I would do it at some studios here, a big sound stage, and just have a big party for everyone for Canyon Star TV. And that's what we're going to do. And we see that coming up downstream.
Yep.
So Kelly, obviously you've been very influential. You've had a huge role in Canyon Star TV. What has that experience been like for you? I mean, you had to leave another network that was already established to start a new one. That must have been a leap of faith.
Well, actually, I had already left network. I left RFGTV and went and worked for 4 other networks and then started my own company. And Joey and I have been friends for so long. And he always said, I'm going to do a network. I think I should do a network. And I said, well, whenever you're ready to do it, let me know and we'll do it. And he called and said, I think it's time. And so we connected with the right people. I mean, I had been helped create a couple of OTT platforms already. And we just started rolling, and I started reaching out to people I knew that had programming, um, and said, doing this network, probably not going to make any money for a little while, but I want your show. And they came, they all came. Couple didn't, but I mean, if you look at the site right now, there's how many shows? 800 shows on
Oh,
there.
tons of
900,
content.
900 titles and over 7,000
Yeah.
episodes.
Oh, that's
So
phenomenal. Yeah.
it is huge. I mean, what we have accomplished in 1 year is really amazing. It is amazing.
But
And it's
the
really been great because Joey and I can say, okay, what do you think about this? I kind of like it, or I'm not sure it's on the line. And it's great being able to create something without somebody else telling you what you can and cannot do. You know, we'll be successful because he and I are good at bouncing things off of each other. You know, so a lot of the programming on here just really is family friendly, and it's good programming.
exactly. So the important thing is, how can our listeners, our viewers, sign up for your network? Where can they get it? Is it an app? Is it a what do they need to do?
Anything that has a screen. So we have an app. They can get it online, Canyon Star TV. They can get it on Roku, Amazon Fire, Google Play, Samsung TV, Samsung phones, Apple products, and Android. So they can get it pretty much anywhere where there's a screen. They can get it.
And you have mentioned having 900 programs. I know there's too long of a list to name them all, but who are some of the stars that you have?
Golly, we have so many people on here. We created a genre for music videos because nobody was doing music videos. So that has been kind of interesting how many people are sending things to us, and from you know, really people that are very famous already to people who are independents, you know. So I mean, like the Oak Ridge Boys, Marty Stewart, um, there's Rhonda Vincent, Sarah B out of New Orleans. Got Joey's one of his videos on here, but we have Kelly Lang and her song with Had a Man a Broken Heart with Olivia Newton-John. You know, just goes on and on. There are all kinds of stars on here. Ronnie McDowell. Um, it's a good variety of stars throughout this, from entertainment shows to music videos to just half-hour shows. You know, like people probably didn't know Ronnie McDowell is a painter. You know, so I have stuff on here, you know, about why he created things. You know, so it's great seeing all these people hop on board because they believe in what we're putting together. So it's a good thing.
Yeah, I was going to say that's the great thing about your show, that it's family friendly. It's something that everyone can watch together and really enjoy, really appreciate. You got those classic movies, you got those classic TV shows, you got those classic cartoons. I mean, it's just something that everyone should experience, and I think everyone should download.
Me too. I think that, you know, one of the things is it's really great is we have the new and some of the old.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Um, it's for me, I'm a huge Westerns girl. I love to watch Western movies. So when we added the Western movies, I was so excited because I love. So on, you know, on a Saturday and Sunday, I can sit here and just watch one movie after the other, which I love. And McClintock, we got McClintock. I mean, who doesn't love that movie,
Mhm.
right? So, you know, we have John Wayne movies, Bill Cody, just a ton of famous stars of the past.
Exactly. So in other words, you can just have a nice, relaxing Sunday and enjoy the movies. It sounds
Well,
Correct.
we created this network, James, so there's something for everyone, and it's 100% family friendly. And guess what? It's 100% commercial friendly.
like. Oh,
Yeah,
And
so
it's free.
nice.
and it's free. Who doesn't like free, right?
Mhm. And you're always getting new content. So the thing I want to put in my request, I love the Marx Brothers, Groucho and the rest of them. So just throwing that out there, hopefully, fingers crossed, maybe get that one day.
I'll see if I can find it.
Awesome. And then Joey, with your background in baseball, I understand that you have some sports content as well on the network and possibly
Yes.
adding more.
Yes, we do. And actually, Kelly has found some really good sports uh, programs for us. She could probably speak to that better than I can because she's found like Undrafted. Tell James about Undrafted, Kelly.
So Undrafted is a soccer show, and then what they do is they bring 70 very talented soccer players together that never got a deal, but felt like they were good enough to get a deal, and they do a competition. And we're into the 4th episode right now of the competition. And at the end, whoever that last person is going to get a deal on a soccer team. So they'll get to live their dream. And this show is really great. It's not airing anyplace else. So it's really a great show. Another one that we have, well, Al Bernstein. I don't know if you know Al Bernstein from boxing. He's one of my buddies, and he has a show that we have on here, and he talks about boxing and things like that. One of the other shows from Glory Days by Kurt David out of Detroit is the most amazing show. He talks about how people that are in sports that make the big bucks, they get that big money and then they're done in 5 years or 4 years. How have they maintained that money? How did they stay successful? What did they do? What in their personalities made them thrive to keep the money and expand the money and, grow their lives? And so he does amazing interviews with some of the top stars in football, baseball, hockey, just boxing. It's just really a amazing story about how, to become successful and how not to lose everything you've got, when you're a sports figure.
Oh, definitely. It sounds like there's something for everybody.
There is. I mean, even if you want to do yoga, we have yoga. I mean,
Yes,
we have, we do Looney Tunes. We have all the cartoons, Superman, Little Rascals, Betty Boop. We have some of that old stuff, and it's really great. It's good stuff. It really is. And they want to do real life people too. So we don't want to say reality. It's reality, but it's good, fun family reality.
Exactly. Yeah.
People who travel around, what's their vacations like? We have the Being Martellis, which is a family that owns a quilt store.
Oh,
And I mean, it's good, feel good stuff. Beach Billy lifestyle, people who were tired of living the rat race and decided they were going to move their family to the beach, and they were going to live that beach lifestyle. And it's kind of how they do it. And I mean, it's good quality family programming.
that is awesome.
Yeah.
Well, it has been a pleasure having you both on the show, Joey Canyon and Kelly Kantz. Obviously, big part of it was talking about the Canyon Star TV, and like you said, it's free, so all of our viewers can download it, become your viewers. That is awesome. So before we let y'all go, where on social media, where on the web, where can we find out more about y'all?
Instagram and Facebook, Canyon Star TV. You can find us there. And, I'd like to also make a note that if you have any of your people, viewers and listeners if they have music videos, if they have TV shows, documentaries, movies, anything like that, radio shows, and they're interested in Canyon Star TV and maybe wanting to add their programming, they can reach out to me directly at Kelly Kantz at canyonstar.tv. And I'd love to hear from them.
That is awesome. It has been a great pleasure having both y'all on Sarah's playlist on the new network.
Thank you so much, James.